right. Welcome back to the I Bet My Left Nut podcast. It's your boy Romero. Since I only got one left testicle, that means I need to get this thing right. I see a little green screen back there. I apologize. It's been a minute, y'all. It's been a minute. And our camera's been knocked over. And I didn't get an opportunity to look at this before I went live. So I'll try to fix it on the next one. I won't bore y'all with why I've been missing. Anybody want to know? You hit me in the comment section, and I will type it out why. I'm gonna give it a few seconds just in case somebody wants to join the chat. And we're gonna keep it real simple today. Try to make this video real short because I've been out for a while, and I don't think people like the long videos. So we're gonna keep it short. But I want to give any of my partners the opportunity to get on the chat just in case they have any questions, want me to talk about something. So while we do that, I will hit y'all with a little hymn. I can make it hurricane on it. Honey bands make it rain on it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Tie it down, put a chain on it, and make them tattoo my name on it. Tingle, tingle. Oh, tingle, tingle, baby. I really like that. I wish I knew her name. It's bad of me not to know her name. She's a pretty popular lady on YouTube. That sprinkle, sprinkle shit, that shit cracked me up, y'all. Like, for real, for real, for real, for real. That's gotta be the funniest shit in the world. And provocative because the first time I heard it, I ain't gonna lie, that shit probably pissed me off. I was like, who is this bitch talking about some sprinkle, sprinkle? You motherfucker. But it's funny, it's clever. I like it now a lot. I don't say the shit very often, but I just threw it in there him just cause I thought it was cute. Put it in there. And maybe Tingle Tingle is the answer for that. So I guess it's been about a minute. We're gonna jump on into this topic. This topic is a topic that I made up. Love versus in love, my definition. So I might just be crazy enough to come up with my own definition. But it's because I'm a logical person. I like things to make sense. I wanted to make logical sense too. And I had the conversation. I told a couple people about what my definition is. I don't expect it to get into Webster's dictionary, that's for sure. But it makes sense to me. And fellas, I bet it makes sense to some of y'all. Hopefully, ladies, it makes plenty of sense to you. And I'll try to explain it a little bit. So, without further ado, on such a light topic. So, my definition of love or loving somebody is pretty simple. It's a logical explanation, and it is this: one's intent to provide only constructive behavior to another with exception. I'll repeat it. To love someone, my definition is one's intent to provide only constructive behavior to another with exception. My definition for in love, damn near the same. I just removed something. Bet you a lot of y'all wise, smart folk could probably guess what I would remove. And if you guessed with exception, you're correct. So my definition for in love, so if you're in love with somebody, this is my definition. I made it up. You ain't gotta like my definition. You don't have to agree with it. It's my definition. I hope it makes sense to you the way it makes sense to me. Because I like to put blocks into place, make everything make sense. So it is one's intent to provide only constructive behavior to another, without exception. Without exception. Now, it's pretty simple what the difference is. So, for example, I love all of my friends, but I'm not in love with all of my friends. Why? Because there's an exception. The exception is going to be for the people who I am in love with, which would be my family. Meaning, I won't make any exceptions for the constructive behavior that I would provide for my family. However, with friends, it's basically the same way, except if there is an exception with someone who I'm in love with, then that would be the difference. So if I had to make a choice between something, say, friend got a birthday, want a party. My daughter, one of my sons, got a birthday. I'm going to have to go to the birthday of my son and my daughter. Why? Because I am in love with them. I don't make exceptions to anybody over those who I'm in love with. I would have to make an exception for someone just who I just love. Like that's the difference. So I'm bringing this up because I think it's one of the issues that a lot of people have. Like I don't, and it's because it fits my logic. So I was having a conversation with first I had it with my wife and I had it with a friend of mine, and I this is just a theory, and if I apply my definition of what in love is, so I don't really believe you can be in love with two people romantically, right? At least that's what a lot of people think. So if you are someone who's in love with yourself, that means you're not going to make exceptions for anybody but yourself because the only person romantically that you can be in love with is yourself. Now, I don't mean romantically as in physically having to have sex. I mean romantically as in I'm so in love with myself that I'm never going to put anybody on the earth in front of me. There's no exception. And I don't personally believe that's the best way to live. Now, I know I cut this off. I must have cut the volume down. I apologize. But uh, sorry about this. Let me just pay him give me a problem. I just want to turn my ringer off. There we go. Um, I don't know exactly where I was at, but what I do know is someone who's in love with themselves is going to block the ability to be in love with someone else romantically. Like in a relationship, I put out a post on Facebook where I said, "How do you know if you picked the right one?" Well, my definition for how you know you picked the right one was if you're in a relationship and you believe the person that you're with is more deserving of happiness and love than you are, and they feel vice versa, that you are more deserving of love and happiness than they are, that's going to be a match made in heaven because you're going to have two people almost willing to outdo each other to make sure the other person's happy. That is huge. That's big shit. That's big shit. I can't tell you the feeling. I mean, I probably could tell you the feeling, but it is a great feeling to have someone that I know loves me more than they love themselves. Um, it's a humbling feeling, but also it's a fulfilling feeling. And so that's why it's so important. Like selfishness. If you're in love with yourself, it's going to be hard not to be selfish. It's going to be hard to be selfless because you can't make the exception to put someone in front of you. Y'all dig what I'm saying? Hopefully somebody is understanding it. I know the interruption might have threw some things off me and you, so apologize for that. But does that make any sense to y'all? I mean, it makes sense to me. How can you put your partner in front if you are in love with yourself? Meaning things are going to have to ultimately go your way, or you're not going to be happy. As opposed to, well, I'll sacrifice to make this other person happy. I'll sacrifice what I want to make this other person happy. And if that person is in love with you, then typically they're going to sacrifice what they want to make you happy. And that's a give, not a pull. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather someone be pouring into my happiness than pulling away from my happiness while I'm trying to pour into their happiness. So that's my definition of what love and in love is. Um, it just makes sense to me. It's logical, and I do believe love is an action word. And so when you say you love somebody and you see them make the exception, you know what I'm saying? You see them make the exception. People notice that you're gonna notice. Oh man, well, if you love me, then you would have did this, or you would have did that. Well, to someone who's in love with themselves, they're never going to be able to fulfill that in which what